Imagine walking through Lisbon not as it stands today, but as it existed more than 600 years ago. A living, breathing medieval city, crowded, noisy, smelling of damp wood, fresh fish, burning firewood, and the salty breath of the river. A place that had not yet become the capital of an empire, but already carried in its bones the spirit of exploration that would one day reshape the world. It is the year 1400, and Lisbon is on the edge of becoming something extraordinary. At sunrise, golden light cuts through the mist rising from the Tagus and reveals a city built upon uneven ground, stretched across steep hills that tumble toward the river. Small houses of wood and stone lean closely together, forming a maze of winding, narrow alleys. High above, the ancient fortress stands watchful and silent, a guardian over centuries of battles and reconquests. Church bells begin to ring, announcing the start of a day that seems both ordinary and completely unique. The streets come alive quickly. Craftsmen push wooden carts full of tools. Bakers emerge from communal ovens carrying round loaves, still warm from the fire. Women fill clay jars at fountains. Children run barefoot through the alleys, dodging carts loaded with wheat. Everywhere there is noise, the noise of medieval life, relentless and unrefined. The true heartbeat of the city lies by the water. In the Ribeira, Lisbon wakes earlier than the rest of the kingdom. Sailors shout commands across the docks, fishermen unload dripping nets, and merchants from distant lands arrive with bundles of salt, spices, fabrics, and oil. The river reflects the future of the city, a future shaped by the sea, one no one can yet imagine, but which already pulses in the frantic rhythm of the port. In the nearby shipyards, the air is thick with the scent of cut timber, hot tar, and hammered iron. Strong men work from dawn until nightfall, raising new vessels plank by plank. These are not yet the famous caravels that will change the world in the century to come, but the seeds of that revolution are already here, in experimental hulls, reinforced sails, and the bold ideas of shipbuilders who dare to push beyond tradition. Inside the city walls, life moves differently. Artisans shape iron, leather, pottery, and cloth with a devotion that borders on ritual. Blacksmiths strike glowing metal, tailors cut imported fabrics, potters mold clay pots that will last generations. Rope makers stretch long lines of fiber that will one day pull sails across oceans. Lisbon is a living organism, working constantly to sustain itself and quietly preparing to rise. In the educated, the power of writing dominates. In royal offices, men with ink-stained hands lean over parchment for hours, copying decrees, calculating taxes, and drafting letters that will travel across the kingdom. The quiet inside these rooms contrasts sharply with the chaos outside, as if two worlds coexist within the same city. Religion shapes daily life deeply. The great cathedral stands firm, its heavy stones echoing with chants and footsteps. Priests walk in slow processions, monks carry heavy manuscripts, and the faithful light candles while whispering prayers for protection in a world that life is uncertain and often harsh. With each toll of the bell, the city seems to breathe, remembering that despite the hardships, it endures. The nobility, high on the hills, lives differently. Their stone homes, decorated with tapestries and guarded by servants, overlook the rest of the city. Their colorful garments, embroidered with gold, mark the distance between their world and that of the common folk. Yet even among nobles, tension is constant. Political disputes, fragile alliances, and family rivalries shape the fate of the kingdom. Descending the hills brings you back to the Lisbon of the people, the noisy Lisbon of markets, smells, voices, and movement. Festivals brighten the streets with music and dance, turning hard routines into brief moments of joy. Men play flutes and lutes, women dance with colorful shawls. Children chase after the rhythm as if drawn to it by instinct. When night falls, the city transforms. Torches line the streets, casting long shadows across the walls. Guards walk slowly with halberds in hand, listening for thieves or intruders. The Tagus glows with torchlight, its golden reflections dancing across the water. Anchored ships creak softly as the tide moves, ropes tightening and loosening in a steady rhythm. It is a sound unique to the medieval city, a lullaby of wood, water, and fire. Lisbon in 1400 is small, crowded, and far from the grandeur it will soon achieve, but it already carries within it the essence of what it will become. Every hammer strike in the shipyards, every whispered prayer in the cathedral, every ship departing on the morning tide feeds the destiny of a city that is unknowingly standing at the doorway of a new era. 7 centuries later, echoes of this past still linger, echoes of simple lives and noble ones, of fishermen and kings, monks and sailors, echoes of a city that would survive fires, earthquakes, invasions, and still arise again and again, as if made from the same light that shines on the Tagus. This was Lisbon in the year 1400. A medieval city reborn so we may see the world as our ancestors saw it and feel for a moment what they felt. A city suspended between past and future, standing at the very edge of an ocean that would one day open the way to the entire world.